Hello and welcome to another LOTRO video with me, Balthelion, and today we're going to be talking plugins, and specifically a plugin which is one of my favourites, which is called Daily Tasks, or Daily Tasks Reference to give it its full name, which is made by a guy called Vinny. And this is just something I just find so incredibly useful while just going about my game. So you know how it is, you're out and about, you're questing, and your bag ends up full of all these wonderful bits of junk items. Many of which, but not all of them, can be turned in various places around Middle-earth for tasks. So tasks, if you don't know, you can see task boards like this one here in many towns, where you can go up to it. It will give you a list of tasks which are eligible for your level. So in this case, because I'm way past the Men of Bree questing level, they're all kind of like, I don't know, about 10 to 20 level-wise. I'm able to see all these. I can take any of those. It says bring me 10 of this particular item and hand it in, and you can get a bit of experience and a bit of reputation with the local faction. Not all tasks give reputation, because there are some that are kind of unaffiliated in towns that don't belong to any particular faction. But for the most part, yeah, you can get some nice bit of XP and some normal leveling XP as well. But the thing that tends to happen is your bags end up full of stuff. A lot of the time, you don't know where to take it, you don't know what it's used for, you don't know the best place to take it, because you might be able to take it one place and you get reputation, somewhere else and you don't. So this plugin really helps with that. So basically, I just have a bag full of crap. I've downloaded this plugin. I'll put the link in the description as well, from a website called LOTRO Interface, which is quite good for having loads of plugins. But I'll give you the link in the description below. And then you basically just download this. It goes in your Lord of the Rings folder in your My Documents folder in Windows. There is a README that comes with a plugin as well, so just read that. It tells you everything you need to know in terms of installing it. But once that's installed, all you have to do is boot up your game, and then load it in via the plugin manager. So System Plugin Manager, where it's going to list various bits and pieces. You should see daily tasks in there. At the time that I'm recording this, 4.1 is the latest version. And you just have to select it and then click load next to it. Mine's already loaded. Gives you all bits and pieces, details about it. And there's various other configurations you can do at launch. And I automatically load it for all my characters, so it's freely available as soon as I log in. And you'll see in the chat when you start up, when you log in as a character, it just tells you, you're logged in, settings loaded. And it remembers all your bits and pieces as well, because when you're logging in and out of different characters, obviously they've got different task items. So maybe character 1 has task items that they can't use, but character 2 can. So it's useful to kind of know what you can sort of trade around with your various characters. So just to summarise like some of the main functions here, I probably won't go through every command this plugin has. There's a long list of them. So first off, in the chat window, you could just type /DT. That will list all trophy items that are in your bags and their uses, if they have one. So in here, I can see it will give me a summary. It's going to print them out one by one, and it's going to say at the very bottom, 60 tasks can be completed. So if we scroll through here, so we go right up to the very top. So it's going to be sorted in alphabetical order by the task item. So I've got 36 beautiful sword sheaths, but they're handed in units of 10. These are the locations where they can be handed in. So like level 46 task at Anazamekam, First Hall, Shadowed Refuge, Orc Watch, 21st Hall, all these are in Moria. And in brackets, after some of them, you will see a 2, maybe 3 letter acronym for what reputation faction these are. So IG being Iron Garrison in Moria, MS, Matham Society, MB, Men of Bree, etc. So you can kind of know which tasks are going to get you reputation as well. As long as you've got enough to hand in for at least one hand in, the numbers will be in green. We'll see what happens if you don't. So Blackened Ear is one that has no known use, so it just tells me this is worthless, so I might as well just go sell that to a vendor. If we scroll through, I think there was a yellow one, so yeah, 6 of 10. I don't have enough broken longbows for one hand in, but they do have a use, so it will show up in this list. Level 41, take it to Eshad Mirabel. So there's no reputation faction for this one, so it's just --. The other thing you'll know as well was each of these, because I've logged in and used Daily Tasks on all of my characters, Daily Tasks is aware of what level all of my characters is. So which is why, like, for the Bree faction ones, which only need the characters to be somewhere between level 10 and 20, so in this case Broken Wood Mace is a level 16 task, all of my characters pretty much are eligible for handing in a level 16 task, whereas if I was to have a rummage around, say, level 68 tasks, a smaller list of characters can hand those ones in, or I don't know if I've got any really higher ones. So there we go, so like a 75 one, there's only 7 characters that are eligible with handing that in. So yeah, it filters through. So the DT command lists everything that's in your bags. So what you might instead be interested in is the tasks or task items that your specific character you're logged into can use. So for that you just use DTU, so these are usable items. Now bearing in mind, it's just going to spam my chat with another list. It's exactly going to be the same format, but these are just the ones that I can actually hand in, or potentially hand in if I had enough with this character. So if I just close this window, so Arcanine, he's level 76, so he can hand in pretty much tasks up to about 80ish, but anything beyond that he can't hand in. It's not going to list some of the items which I've got from Gondor, which are going to be like level 90 hand-ins. So I can list the opposite of that, so the unusable items, by using /DTX. So it's going to tell me that these items can't be used. So 2 of them have no known task use, so I might as well vendor trash those. And Shattered Hatchets, which are either level 95, 90 or 81 hand-ins at various places, which he can't do yet for the simple reason that he's not high enough. So it tells me I've got 100 of these. I could hand them in, but I can't right now because I'm not high enough level. What else we got? The main one that I use command-wise is /DTC. So these are completable tasks. So this is, out of what I've got in my bags, what can I hand in right now? So if I do that, it's going to again tell me 60. So it's only going to show me the ones I've got enough to hand in. So if I've got 6 out of 10, it's not going to show up in this list. If it's a task for a level which is beyond me, it's not going to show up in this list. So this is just the stuff that I can hand in right now, and it's going to tell me, hand it in the Great River, which gives me Riders of Stangard reputation, all the usual stuff, or also what other characters can use it. So maybe I want to hand over some task items for somebody else to hand in, because I'm a thorough completionist. I want to get the full 500 tasks on every character, so it's a bit of a mission. So yeah, DTC is the most useful one, just to say what you can hand in. What else we got? We have /DTJ, which is the one that lists the junk items. So if you're at a vendor, you just got back into town, you just want to chuck away the ones that are rubbish, do that, and it's going to tell me Blackened Deer and Dry Branch have no use, so I can just sell those to a vendor. And then everything else I can keep. I can stick it in the bank, stick it on one of my other characters which stores all the task items, which is this poor chap, or whatever else you want to do with it, really. You can even sell them on the auction house. I don't think they'd sell for too much, but some people do tend to sell those. /DTV will list task items in their vaults and their uses, but the vault is not available, so maybe I haven't opened that, so it can't actually read what's in there at the moment. We have /DTS, which is the same, but it lists everything that's in shared storage, which is probably also going to error because I haven't done that. And shared storage, which duplicates bags, I probably don't care about that. /DTL will list all the locations. So these are all the places in level order where I can hand in tasks. So as you can see, there's pretty much at least one location for every level. So if ever you... Actually, I don't think they're actually... No, they're not level based, are they? No. These are just their numerical IDs, it seems. But it's all the different locations. It gives you the coordinates on the screen in case you need those as well. We have /DLZ. Should that be a DTZ? I think it's probably meant to be DTZ, but I think that's a typo. There we go. So that will list us all the zones where we can hand these in. So, for example, in the Trollshores region, there are task boards at Bracken's Camp, Thorenhad, and Eshed Candleth. I don't know if the mob one works. Let's try DTM. So yeah, I think we have to target a mob before we use this one. That will list the potential trophies that the mob can drop. DTP will list the player characters that the Daily Tasks plugin is aware of. So those characters that you have loaded this plugin for, it's aware of them, which means that when it's listing... I scrolled off my chat now. So when you list, say, the list of tasks that you can complete, it's aware of, oh, this character can complete it because they are level appropriate. Sorry. So it has awareness of those for every character you've logged in. What else we've got? We have /DTR will list the various reputation factions. So if you want to know what a particular acronym means, that will let you know. You can open up the windowed version of this plugin as well, rather than using the commands with DTW, which just lets you again just run all these things instead of typing the commands. So list zones, list your items, list the locations, whatever you like really, what you can hand in, or you can drag an item. Let's drag one that can complete in there, and it tells me, so marked fur, which is what I've just dragged in there, can be handed in at these locations. Or I could drop something else in there, and it tells me where I can hand those in. The other options that are also useful as well, as you've probably noticed, everything at the moment points me to a specific place in the real world for task boards. But since this was originally made, they made changes, the developers, where you now have task boards inside your home instances. So instead of having to travel all around Middle Earth just to hand in a task here and a task there, you can basically just go back to your home instance and do all your tasks in one place. Now that kind of complicates matters a little bit, because all the task board here are now kind of like broken down by level ranges. So you'll see when we get over here, they're broken down into I think they're all 10 level gaps. There might be some that are not. So it does introduce a bit of complexity, because you kind of think, well, this town was kind of on this level range, but does it count as a 21 to 30 or a 31 to 40 task and all that? So you can still use this plugin to do that, but there is a command called /DT space and then HO, and if you type on that, it will enable homestead mode, which means that if I now were to list completable tasks, instead of telling me, oh, you hand in these in Rohan or you hand in these in Moria, it will now tell me which level range each of these tasks can be handed in. So this is a lot nicer. So so wet fur, for example, is the 11 to 20 board. So I can come over to the 11 to 20 board, and in here there should be at least one wet fur. Bearing in mind, I probably actually have already got it accepted. I think I've got a couple of the there we go, Menabry wet fur's already there. But if I come over now, it should be in the list. There we go, Menabry wet fur. So I can just accept that. Get a bit of lag as I accept it. Take it up to the box, and then hand in those, and it will slowly complete those. What else have we got? We have /DTGR, which is another toggle one, which is for the Great River, which consolidates the reputation for that. I'm not sure if I've actually got any that are Great River task items, so I can't really show you guys what that one does, unfortunately. Then what else we got? We have DTP names. Toggles whether the alt names are listed. So there we go. If I turn off DTP names, it means it doesn't list all my character names after the various tasks. So maybe you're not interested in trading your reputation items back and forth. I just leave mine on, to be honest. I very rarely I'm trading them between characters. I mean, my quartermaster Arcaneer here, he has a bank full of all these items, but he just kind of dishes them out via shared storage normally, rather than mailing them around. So maybe you prefer this because it's a little bit cleaner to read. Generally everything's going to fit on one line then, or maybe 2 lines if there's a load of hand-ins. But I prefer having that on, so obviously that does mean that I'm going to get loads of green text with every character's names. If, like me, you have a lot of characters, and bearing in mind these days I probably only have about half the character slots filled since they opened up so many new character slots, it can get a bit full on your screen. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it then that I can show you guys with this plugin. It is very, very handy, and I'm slowly grinding my way up to 500 tasks on every character. But I hope you guys have found that useful. If you'd like me to show off some more plugins in the future, then by all means let me know. And if you've got a few favourites you want me to share with everyone else, I'd be interested to hear what you guys are using, so let me know and I will show off a few more in the future. Until then, see you guys later.